I wanted to ask you one final question for the week, but not for the college football season, about Kirk Ferentz, because I have now become totally and completely obsessed with the Iowa offense. I'm not telling you. I'm not kidding.
Welcome to the party.
I am not kidding you when I tell you it is my favorite part of the weekend to watch Iowa. Again, I told you I lost my bet betting them under 9.5 points against Ohio State. They scored 10, one of the 7 points.
I saw earlier.
Defensive touchdown.
I saw they did that earlier this season where they inflated their offensive total. I think they beat UNLV or Nevada or something like that, and they scored 27, but like 10 of them came off turnovers, one of them in for a touchdown.
Imagine my delight during this game when I am tuning in specifically just to see Iowa be bad at offense, and on the first play, the quarterback drops back confidently and throws it right to the linebacker. I was just totally puzzled by why, how he didn't see that person there. And then when they bench him, the next quarterback that comes in and immediately fumbles the first snap. And they had 6 turnovers and 11 completions. And the great part of this, I've told you the part about Kirk Ferentz creating a committee as a reaction to a racist strength coach in which he named players to the committee and their suggestions. The head of the committee, a former player, says Kirk Ferentz has to go, and the thing that went was the committee. Brian Ferentz has been his offensive coordinator for 6 years. This is the worst thing I've ever seen, their offense in college sports. And I watched a decade of Kansas football.
They're 11-point favorites over Northwestern this weekend.
That means they have
to score 11 points.
What?
I mean, Northwestern is having a horrible season.
I know.
Northwestern,
How can Iowa shouldn't be favored like that if they played Savannah State?
But Northwestern may not win a game in the United States this year.
Correct.
Their only win may be the
Right.
game against Nebraska in Ireland that they should have lost.
Whittingham,
Really?
I was really good at special teams and really good at defense, and it's a funny strategic device that Ferentz is doing, is saying, I'm going to try to hide my son. My son is the offensive coordinator. I'm going to try.
By the way, they are. Their defense is amazing. I saw it, Ohio State, all of their most of their touchdowns came when they had the ball inside the Iowa 40 off turnovers. Most of their scoring drives started inside of Iowa territory. They actually weren't that good on offense despite putting up 54 points.
The ways that Kirk Ferentz is going to protect his son by creating great defense, by playing a style of play that tries to hide what has been a resume that would get a lot of people fired, but Kirk Ferentz, when he's being asked about it, is blaming the players. He is saying, this is a coaching staff that has had a lot of success. This is not my son. And when he is pressed on it, what he did was what LeBron James did after he lost in the finals, and everyone kind of beat up LeBron James when he lost in the finals, and this is what he said after that game.
Does it bother you that so many people are happy to see you fail?
Absolutely not. Because at the end of the day, all the people that was rooting on me to fail, at the end of the day, they got to wake up tomorrow and have the same life that they had before they woke up today. They got the same personal problems that they had today. And I'm going to continue to live the way I want to live and continue to do the things that I want to do with me and my family and be happy with that. So, they can get a few days or a few months or whatever the case may be on being happy about not only myself, but the Miami Heat not accomplishing their goal, but, they got to get back to the real world at some point.
You're broke, I'm not. Kirk Ferentz, when questioned in a way that he did not like about his offensive coordinator and his offense, and heard the reporter and bristled. This is what Kirk Ferentz had to say with what I am telling you is the worst thing I have ever seen on offense in college sports.
During the questioning, in some cases interrogation on Saturday that I experienced, and the one good thing about that, it dawned on me coming home, I said, man, as bad as today was, it could have been worse, because I could have been that guy. I could have been that guy, had his job and had to act like he did. So, yeah, it could be a hell of a lot worse, right? Things aren't all bad. But one thing I did on Sunday was just compliment our players, the way they've handled it. It's not fun to stand up in front of, tough questions when you went through a loss like we did.
Oh, God.
What a jackass.
That's like embarrassing. Come on, man. It's just like, it's borderline like classist. Because it's like, I'm rich guy with like big job. And even when I do bad, at least I'm not a broke ass reporter like this guy who's got to ask me about how bad my team is.
You broke ass reporter. Can you get your incompetent son a great job and protect him for 6 years?
It's his greatest achievement.
Kirk Ferentz has a contract that if they have to buy him out, it costs $42 million guaranteed right now. If you had to buy him out, $42 million is what he's signed through 2029.
You know, it's kind of funny, and I don't even know what we do with what I'm going to tell you, but like just yesterday, we were kind of like, Russell Westbrook should not care about any of this criticism because he's rich and these problems shouldn't really affect him that much, right? And we're like, what a fool. Like, why is he so upset about this? He shouldn't care. He's rich. And now today we have audio of someone basically saying, like, I don't care what you think. I'm rich. And we hate both of them.
Lesson? I think we just hate rich people.
Well, I think we just hate people.
Yeah. That's true. Brian Ferentz, by the way, makes $900,000.
Get out of here.
I think the Kirk Ferentz thing is more like, you think, I have it hard because this offense is so hard to watch, but you guys are choosing to watch this. Like, you've chosen to watch Iowa football. This is my job. You're the idiot, not me. I'm at least getting paid to be here, paid a lot to be here and watch this awful team and coach it every week.
Is there something more likely to have everyone listening to this arrive at something that resembles consensus than someone stating out loud in some form that they're better than you?
Especially when you're failing and flailing. When, like, Kirk Ferentz is having to stand up there every week and answer for his dreadful offense. And also answering for his nepotism of allowing his son to be there for 6 years and coach this awful offense. You work ostensibly in entertainment and provide the opposite of it. And he's like standing up there and being like, I'm still better than you. His offense is 129th in the country.
Yeah. But
there are 130 college football teams.
But the media has built up Kirk Ferentz. Yes, there is one worse.
UMass.
Yeah, UMass is terrible.
Is worse on a per-play basis.
Yeah. We have built up Kirk Ferentz. Like, it will happen again. Every couple of years, he'll start off 5-0, have a big game against Michigan. Everyone will say he's the best, college coach. He should be an NFL coach. We do this.
We're not doing it anymore. It's been years since we've done it.
It was Dan. It was like last year.
Last year, they were in the top 10.
But I don't feel like we were talking. You think people were talking about Kirk Ferentz as a coaching candidate in the
He would be the best NFL coach of all the college coaches. They say it every time he starts out 5-0 and loses to Michigan.
I've like 7 years ago, I think people were doing Kirk Ferentz. I don't think people still do that. And I also think, like, even Iowa fans are like, yeah, we win, but we have to watch that.
He signed a contract extension this year.
Right.
It's just
he is better than us.
I mean,
he's the best ever.
There is something to be said for, like, this team scored points last year. I mean, it was a slightly different team, but they scored points last year, and they've generally been like an 8 or 9 win team for the last few years. So what is going wrong right now? But when you're last in every offensive metric, I think there's a pretty obvious answer. And like, it's the whole thing that we talked about on Monday with Mike and the blaming of the players and all of this. And it's like, Kirk Ferentz doesn't have an excuse because he's been the head coach there forever. So if you miss on recruiting, that's your own fault. Like, you're not, a new guy trying to bring in a new style or a new system.